Hello everyone, welcome to the Tech Podcast series. This is Lakshit Pant from Azure Developer Community, and this is the Tech Podcast series where we are, having podcasts with multiple industry leaders, engineering leaders, and startup ecosystem, and we are trying to know their ideas, how they are building their products, how they are scaling their companies, and how they're expanding the culture and diversity in multiple global regions as well. Today, for the same, we have Mukesh here with us for this podcast. Mukesh, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Hi Lakshit, and hi everyone. Like Lakshit had introduced me, my name is Mukesh, and I lead PingPong India operations. PingPong is a fintech company which is centered around cross-border payment processing for India-based customers. Right. That's about me. Like,
Yeah, and how has been your journey started? Yeah, and I just wanted to start it from here. How has been your journey started with ping pong, and how has been your experience throughout these years building ping pong, building leading these engineering teams?
yeah, absolutely. I've been with PingPong for almost close to 3 years now, more than 2.5, close to 3 years. And my association with PingPong has been phenomenal. From the beginning, PingPong as a company is growing almost like in double digits every single year. We are almost like doubling our numbers for that matter, if I can say so. Since the time of inception back in 2015, PingPong has been almost doubling the numbers. As we stand, we have processed almost close to $100 billion in terms of total transaction volumes. And so we started our journey with US, and we started our journey with e-commerce clients in the beginning, and slowly and steadily we have been adding multiple segments which PingPong as a company is catering to. So since the time I have joined PingPong India, we were majorly doing Amazon and some of the other e-commerce companies, and later we kept on adding layers to it. We started doing offline payments, which is basically the B2B goods segment. Now we are also looking at B2B service segment. Then we are also catering to the freelance segment, affiliate marketing, influencer marketing. So everything which basically one can understand from a cross-border payment perspective, Ping Pong is already catering to that. So in that way, the growth of Ping Pong in India also has been phenomenal. Almost like we have beaten the rate at which Ping Pong overall as a company is growing, and yeah, pretty good times I would say ahead of us.
Yeah, that's fantastic to see. The huge and immense success of the as an organization and on behalf of you. So, my next question is around when you talk about ping pong, how would you, if you could explain in some layman terms, how would one should hear about ping pong, how they can explore ping pong as a transaction or cross platform transaction company, as a freelancer, or as you are serving multiple SME groups or maybe MSME groups, how they see as a ping pong as an organization so that they can utilize the services that you provide.
So Ping Pong is essentially a payment processing company. So when we talk about Ping Pong, it's a payment processing company. We help a customer, uh, get their forex, or let's say the foreign currencies routed through us. So we provide virtual accounts, and those virtual accounts act just like normal bank accounts to which a foreign currency can be received. Then we do a FX conversion, and finally in the last step we remit it to the desired bank account of a customer. So we can do that from direct bank account, like for direct bank account transactions. We can do that for platform related transactions as well. So talk about transactions happening on Amazon, wherein a seller, or let's say an exporter who list himself as a seller over there, every 15 days or every 7 days a seller can receive a payment from a platform, and they can use our virtual accounts to receive those payments. Once the payment hit our bank account, we convert it to whichever currency the customer needed, the seller really need it, and we remit the money into their bank accounts. So that's what we essentially do. Apart from that, we have a payment gateway product as well, which was recently launched for the Indian customers. Until now, we used to cater only to the European and Chinese customers when we speak about our payment gateway product. But now this has been made available to Indian clients as well. So now they can make use of our payment gateway product to integrate with their own website. So mostly all the SMEs, or let's say MSMEs who have their own websites, through which they cater to their consumers directly. Now they can integrate our payment gateway in their platforms, and then finally, from the payment gateway, the money can come into our virtual accounts, and the rest of the process will remain as it is. So these are the kind of products that we are normally making available to our Indian customers. So this is about our core product, right?
Right.
Apart from that, when we speak about our core products, they are normally centered around export businesses. So export businesses usually sometimes move from offline to online and online to offline as well. So those, if let's say we come across a customer who is into offline business, or let's say a B2B direct payment business, right? In such cases, we also talk to them whether they are interested in going into an online platform to sell their products, and then further helping them out in connecting them to the right POCs in those platforms, because normally we, like, our virtual accounts are integrated in multiple platforms. We are integrated in over 350 plus platforms from where our virtual accounts can take payments, right? So wherever a customer really sees there is a good synergy to sell their products, we approach the right POCs in those companies and help the customer in launching them in those platforms also. So apart from our core product of payment processing, we are trying to build up an ecosystem in which platform, logistics, legal, all those different players are there overall to help exporter land smoothly onto those platforms and conduct their business well.
So my follow-up question would be here is in the first product that we have, first most product that we you have described is on the cross-country platform or cross-transaction platform from different countries. So what would be, how would you handle the exchange rates, and what are the maybe I should say the transitional fees, or maybe the platform fees? How do you ensure, how do you charge this? How do you differentiate from other platforms there?
Absolutely. So what I can say is that's one of our forte. When we speak about our USPs, the rates that we provide to our customers and the timelines that we provide to our customers to do the overall, the end-to-end transaction is probably the lowest in the market right now. So we go by this understanding that if a customer makes sense to our existing licenses and existing approvals that we have from the government, then we go to any extent to serve the customer, right? So whatever rates they are getting from a certain platform, we can beat that, right? And normally the way the exchange rates are decided is there are two components to it. The first component is the reception, like inbound rate, right? So basically, when we receive the payment, we do it through our underlying bank channels. So underlying bank channels have certain cost. So depending on that, we quote a certain rate to a customer, which depends on the total business opportunities which they provide to us, right? Depending on the total volumes they transact with us, we quote a certain rate. The second part is the FX rate. So FX rates we normally pick up from the mid market only. Mid market rates are decided by the banks. It's basically the rates which a certain bank asks and the rate which is finally given to them. So like mid market rate, a real time rate which is existing in the market, which can be picked up from xe.com, we provide that rate. We do not add any markups to that. We just pick up this the simple rate which can be seen live on the xe.com.
So I was talking about these innovative solutions. You are talking about different products, different segments that you are, verticals that you are working on. So I would like to embrace upon the digital revolution that PingPong as an organization is delivering. So any innovative solution that you can talk about right now as a company that you have provided to meet multiple changing requirements of the customer, because every customer has their different needs. On the basis of that, how do you also any success story that you can share with us of any innovative solution?
So, in terms of innovative solutions, when we talk about the digitization of our product and all, right, what I can say is we normally deal in two core products. One is the virtual accounts to receive the payment, the other one is the payment gateways, right? So, when we talk about our payment gateways, we have our acquiring banks across the world, right? So with that kind of avenues, what we are able to do is we are able to not only provide global card schemes to our customers, but we are also able to provide local card schemes to our customer, right? So Mastercard and Visa everyone knows, which is acceptable almost across the world. But uh, there are the likes of Alipay and Klarna, right, which exist in certain region, right, as a payment method. So we enable that through our local integration, local bank channel integrations also. So that is one of the things that we are providing through our payment gateway product. The other thing that we are doing is our virtual accounts that we are providing. So the virtual accounts can actually not only take payments from multiple platforms. One, we have an integration with many platforms, and our virtual accounts can be accepted across 350 odd platforms. So that gives a lot of leeway to our customers to receive the payment from virtually everywhere, right? Wherever they are doing a business, we they can be rest assured that if they are coming to PingPong, mostly our virtual account will be able to receive the payments from that platform. So that's the second thing that we can do. The third is, normally if a customer is taking a direct payment. So when we talk about direct payment, every country has a different method of making an online payment. Like when we speak about India, it is NEFT and IMPS, and RTGS. Likewise, in US, it is SWIFT and ACH. So we are tied up with multiple payment methods according to a country where we are taking the payments from. So all this put together, we try to cater a whole range of payment solution which we can provide to our customers.
And now we have, when you have discussed all these range of products, or maybe these range of methods and the superb integration that you have built, I would like to throw upon some lights on the SME, maybe the micro, small, and mid enterprise businesses, MSME businesses, and their so how do you help them in their journey to establish their expansion business abroad? So whenever organization, or maybe a small, or maybe any SME wants to expand their business abroad, the major concern is how they set up their fintech, their finances, right? So what are the specific services, or maybe the features you as a ping pong offers to help them assist, or maybe assist their businesses in cross border transactions?
Sure, sure. So when we normally speak about SMEs, the problems they normally face is one, cost, right? Cost can be one major thing which really decides their profitability, especially when they are kind of starting off, or maybe they are still new in the journey. The second thing is their understanding of export compliances, right? I mean, I have a certain product which is well suited for a certain country, but that country has a very different ball game altogether when it comes to compliance in that particular country, right? So these are the things which we really help our SMEs with. One, when we talk about our cost, we provide the lowest cost to them. Our maximum cost is up to 1%. So that means normally when you have lower volumes, when you have lower volumes, you walk into any fintech or banks. With your volumes, the rate at which they are going to do your FS conversions will really go higher. Normally we have seen, if you talk about India as a country, right, our overall inbound rates, our inbound commission stands at around 4.65 percentage, right? So and here we are talking about a maximum of 1%. So that means we have really reduced the overall rate that we can provide to our SME clients and MSME client to give a larger profitability base for them. So that's one. Secondly, we have integrations with multiple channels, so we can help an SME grow also. Like they are in certain channels, they want to explore other channels, so we can help them in growing into other platforms. So that's another thing that we do. Third, what we do is we provide them an overall ecosystem. So I already touched upon the ecosystem part briefly. So when I say ecosystem, it combines logistics, trade compliance, legal and taxation related compliance partners, and then direct platform partners also. So we bring them all together as a partner for Ping Pong. And whenever an SME starts their business in a certain new region, or let's say a new platform, whatever are their requirements with respect to all these things, we connect them to the right people who can handhold them and take them to the next level. So that's what we do in terms of helping our customers. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Rates, transparency of the amount that they are getting, their amounts can be lower. So knowing what is the FX conversion charges, knowing the real time rates at which the conversions are happening for them. So all of that is provided as a package to our customers.
And also, I hope you also resolve the issues of escalating freight costs, interest rates, and software charges. When suppose let's just take an example of e-commerce platform. So any value-added service that can be offered by PingPong, so that operational efficiency and profitability could be increased. I hope that is also covered as much as I could understand.
Can you repeat the question? I could not really understand it well.
So what I was saying is, as you mentioned about multiple sectors, so I was just trying multiple services that you are offering. I was also curious about that. You also escalate the freight cost, interest rates, software charges when operating on our e-commerce platforms. Any value-added service that PingPong offers to increase the operational cost or maybe operational efficiency and profitability.
So when we speak about, there are two different things. I think you are talking. First thing is transparency about the cost that they are incurring. So when we talk about the transparency, what kind of transparency are we talking about? If we are talking about their exact amount that they should ideally be receiving on a certain date and certain point in time, that is something which is available on their pingpong account. So they can see it live on their pingpong account, or they can just go to xe.com and see what are the live rate at which the conversions are happening. So that's how it can be decided. So it's pretty transparent right on the dashboard. When we talk about the other charges of operating in a certain platform, so whichever platform they join, be it Amazon, Walmart, ebay.com, etsy.com, they have a schedule of charges laid out in front of the customers, right? So they can go there, see what are the different inventory related charges, ads related charges, which they can see there. Second piece was about optimizing things and saving their cost. So when we talk about saving their cost with respect to taxation, so we have very close and trusted partners who can guide a seller with respect to taxation and help them save their hard earned money, which otherwise they might be paying for, maybe for no good reasons, to the government, or maybe to the companies, right? So that can be saved easily through our trusted partners. Likewise, we also are tying up with a few partners who are helping in capital advancing, which is basically providing a capital loans to expand the business of a customer. So that also helps when you are landing up with a good partner who can provide you a loan at a lower IRR compared to the other partners that helps you in saving your hard-earned money. So this is how we are trying to bring some value to our clients.
That's fantastic. And now I'm very curious to ask this question to you, and I'm pretty sure. So, because you have done a really great job in integration, you have done a really great job in providing multiple services to multiple countries. You are serving in more than multiple countries, right? So, I just like to know what is the secret of expanding ping pong in so many industries, because every country has its different compliance you have to deal with. As you have already mentioned, India deals with the NAFTA or the IMPS, or then in the US it's Swift, and there are multi. So every country has its different compliance. So how you when you thought about expanding, because as an engineering leader, definitely you have to be involved in those those leadership conversation and those strategies. How do you ensure to build that strategies with multiple governments, with multiple countries having different compliances everywhere?
So basically, there are. I think I would want to answer it in two parts. We are talking about integrations from two different perspectives. One would be getting the required licenses to operate in a certain country,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
leveraging all the existing payment channel in a certain country. The second piece is using our using all the tools to integrate with multiple platforms. So to answer to the first question, what we normally do is, first of all, we also do our research to find out which countries make sense to our current offerings, right? Because I mean, we also have certain offerings. There are companies which have lower and higher offerings than us, right? So according to our forte and according to the products that we have built up, we try to find out that which are the countries wherein we can go and start doing well. Plus, we also try to do a research on the country potential in terms of exports, because exports is majorly through which we are making our revenues, like we are getting our revenues. So in terms of export potential, we decide which countries to venture into. In terms of our product, we decide which country should we venture into. Once that is done, secondly, what we start doing it is, we have a research team, we have a financial institutions team which does all the homework of researching all the existing rules and regulations in a certain country. Once they are through with that, then we go with the central bank of any particular country to get the required license to work as a fintech in that country. Likewise, it happened in India as well. We got the OPGSP license through RBI, right? We are trying to secure a few other RBI licenses as well. So similar to that, in UK we have an FCA license. So basically, we try to find out the required licenses, then we approach the central bank or the government to secure the license. Now our transaction volumes also speak more than $100 billion. So we are being successful in whatever we are doing. So once we
Definitely.
get all the desired, yeah, so once we get all the desired licenses, we start our operations. So from licensing point of view, from catering to a customer, from product point of view, we do that. Second part of the question, which is our integrations with our platform, that entirely depends on which platforms are the major platforms in a certain country. Like if we have already, let's say, to give you an example, we are expanding into say Vietnam. I mean, Vietnam is an old country, like already there with us for more than 4 years. But I'm just taking that example. So in Vietnam, print on demand is very famous. So all the
Okay.
companies which gives print on demand as a product, right? So we try to integrate with them. So that's how basically we strategize our integrations with platform channel in a certain in a country where we are expanding into.
I precisely should say this. You have very well structured team, and the work that you do is very well structured, and you are really doing a really great nice job. So I've also seen in news the partnership of Ping Pong and Walmart, and Walmart is the biggest giant, not indeed not in India, but definitely if we talk about Midwest or maybe these countries like USA, the Walmart is the biggest organization there. So how will Indian MSME or maybe any SME benefit from the opportunity to go global and transit on the Walmart's platform, this partnership, and how does this partnership enhance the growth of these businesses in terms of prospects?
Absolutely. I mean, normally, if you see most of the MSMEs who are doing an export transaction, for them, the biggest barrier is moving from offline to online, the technicality aspect, right? Normally, whenever you decide that, hey, you would want to do an export, you can take a call whether you have been in exports from Easter years, as in your forefathers and fathers have been doing that business. In that case, it would most likely be an offline business, the traditional B2B business, right? So in that case, the first barrier that would really hit you would be that should I venture from offline to online, right? Otherwise, if you are already there into online, you are just there, and you would try to expand into other channels also. So mostly what I'm trying to say is there are two kinds of opportunities. One would be shifting people from offline to online. The other one would be shifting an online seller who are in certain platform already to a new platform altogether. Walmart is a new platform, I would say, for Indian context. 2021 end, I think they started the operations, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around 2021. So in India, while they are very well established across the world, in India they are like kind of starting off. So what we do is we have tied up with them. We have a good collaboration with them. So we are tied up with their onboarding teams. So whenever a customer comes to us and says that, hey, I'm doing my Amazon business, and I would want to know, like, what exactly your ecosystem can really propose to me so that my business multiplies. In that case, we take them to the Walmart team. We do a brainstorming with them to understand if the products that they are selling would make sense to Walmart, and then we handhold them to the extent that Walmart team picks up from us and onboards them on the platform with all the formalities, and moving on, guide the sellers to do well on the platform. So that's how we are doing for the new sellers. Likewise, another piece would be the existing sellers. There are existing sellers who are on Amazon and who are on Walmart, right? And they do not really want to take payments from multiple channels. So PingPong, catering to the solution of Amazon and Walmart together, gives an opportunity for a customer to handle their books well and take a payment from one partner rather than doing it from multiple partners.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
these are the ways through which we are trying to make some difference to the synergies which are developing between us and Walmart.
Now, as we have discussed so many things, so many, we have covered so many aspects. I would like to know, what does a success metrics looks like? What are the matrices of success to you personally, and then as an organization? Is it the number of volumes that has been the transaction volumes, or the companies, or maybe the number of companies or locations you are in, or number of services that you are providing? So what exactly it is?
Well, I would say, of course, for any company, I would be lying if I do not say, if I say that numbers do not really matter to me, or for that matter, anyone who is doing a business, right? So that is the end goal, but the path to getting to the end goal of getting, being the largest player in India, let's say in terms of fintech, or maybe globally overall, right? In order to get there, what we really need to do is work backwards from the customer's needs, find out the exact the needs or the pain points which is existing in the market. That's
Reverse
where the
engineering.
opportunity really lies, to solve problems, right? First of all, find the problems. First of all, find the pain points which is existing overall. When we talk about, like we talked about, multiple problems of rates, transparency, compliance, and acceptance across multiple channels, and then timelines, right? So there are multiple problems that an SME is really facing. So we really spotted an opportunity in the problems which they are facing, and by opportunity I mean solving those problems and then going to the customers that, hey, we have come to you, stating and giving you a confidence that we can potentially solve all these issues that you are confronting. So that's my success mantra. I would say that yes, end goal is to do as good a number as possible, to become probably number one across the globe in terms of cross border transactions. But the path to it would be working backwards from customer needs, fixing the problems for them, coming up with the right products which can actually fix the problems for them, delight them, make them repeat customers, get the word of mouth from them, and that's how we will keep building up and keep reaching out to new horizon, new customers.
Great. And finally, this is my last question. So what is the vision of Ping Pong for, for empowering multiple global e-commerce platforms, and how does the company is planning to continue supporting multiple SMEs, MSMEs, and as a personal growth culture, and as are there any specific international expansion endeavors?
So I don't know whether I heard you correctly, but my understanding is when we talk about global expansions, we are expanding into countries like US. Sorry, not US. I mean North American, countries like Canada and Mexico. Likewise, in Europe, we are expanding into UK. In fact, UK is out of Europe, but yes, we have just started off with our operations in UK and Luxembourg, and we are building our base in in Europe as well. Likewise, in Southeast Asia, we are expanding into some other countries like Indonesia and Thailand, which are new to our fold. To our fold. The basic idea when we expand into a new country would be that I think we discussed it partly, but we can provide a good cost and a good timeline to our customers with other required metrics like transparency to their product, acceptance across multiple platforms, and and providing them overall good onboarding experience through a good compliance team. So in order to do that, the majority of the problems really get solved if you have the required integrations with the marketplaces which are relevant in a certain country, right? Like India, until some time back, Flipkart was the major company until Amazon really started doing well. So finding opportunities locally wherever we are expanding, finding the right partners with which we would want to integrate with, that really brings down the cost as well. Once we are integrated, our acquiring cost comes down, right? Once we are able to make savings in our acquiring cost and overall the cost that we can give to our merchants, that basically gets passed on to the clients only. Like whatever savings we are making, part of that goes as a revenue, but part of that actually gets passed on to the customers as a lower cost. So that solves the problem of cost for us. Likewise, acceptance is another problem. Compatibility, basically, customer being able to take a payment from a certain channel, that can happen only when we are compatible, our virtual accounts are compatible in a certain platform. That again gets solved through our integration. So basically, the success mantra would be like for ping pong would be to find out the right channels or the right marketplaces which we would want to integrate with, and you know integrate with them basically as a next step, and then we reach out to the customers to acquire.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. And I would precisely say if anyone who is looking for a one-stop compliant or comprehensive suite of products that include multiple e-commerce payment, B2B trade payment, card issuing, FX management, and multiple supply chain management, and so on. So this portfolio goes on and on. So one should definitely try ping pong for sure. So thank you, Mukesh. It was really nice conversing with you here, and it's my pleasure to host this podcast with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lakshit. Pleasure meeting you.